know they lost, but the Ducks have some offensive firepower. It's true. Did you know that they drafted Raquel with the...
I'll punch you in the chest.
Oh, so you know then.
Hi!
Leaf Nation, stand witness for Austin Lucas! Full biblical! Austin Matthews is the Leaf!
Why do I watch hockey?
Stressfully, mostly. Victory puppies! Good boys get treats. Good boys get treats after a win. Oh no, you don't know how to catch, but you do. Yeah!
Here, let's try this again, buddies, okay? Let's try this again. High five!
Oh, Iggy, good boy. Charlie, come on. Charlie, good enough. Your treats for the high fives and sniff, I guess. The snowman's got a beak like a duck. Get up. Pretend like it's Corey Perry. Pretend like it's Corey Perry accidentally on purpose. Piece of crap. Throw him to the wolves. Here we go. Yeah, rah, rah, rah. Oh, Charlie, no! That is goalie interference. Leafs win 7-4 over the Anaheim Ducks. A bunch of kids born in the late 90s bringing the 80s back.
This might go down as the game the defense forgot. Kind of hard to believe that the first period only had one goal.
But what a goal!
Sometimes we forget that our boy Austin is a man.
A big man with a big wingspan. Flying in behind the Ducks net, tuck!
A wraparound beauty for his 24th of the season to give the Leafs a 1-0 lead 6.5 minutes into the game, and also after one. But in order for the Leafs to escape the first period with the lead, Freddie Andersen had to be huge even if the defense was not. The shots were 16-15 for the Leafs in the first. You know what? Miller didn't have a very good game, but both goalies had a great first. Ducks tied up less than a minute into the first, and it's really pick whoever you want to blame for this one. Leafs failed to get it out of the zone, so they're scrambling. It's a total fire drill, and Getzlaf just makes Hainsey look ridiculous. There's no forward support behind Hainsey, and there often isn't, and people like to point the fingers at the defense, and they often should, but forward support is terrible on this team. Getzlaf is able to tuck it in with his 7th of the season, 1-1. And this is where we go rapid fire. It's going to be a very high-paced LFR coffee. It's going to be a very high-paced LFR. 11 goals, a goalie injury, coffee! Less than 6 minutes into the second, Gardner with excellent pressure. He feeds William Nylander. He's in alone on Ryan Miller. Snack! His 11th gives the Leafs back the lead, 2-1. 2.5 minutes later, a beautiful give-and-go play between Perry, Getzlaf, and Raquel. That's dangerous. Perry does a good job of handling Gardner, but what the heck are Kadri and Zaitsev doing on that play? Talk! Raquel is left completely unguarded. You can't do that because he's got 19 goals. Oh, 20 goals with the backhand. 2-2 game like that. Leo Komarov gets a high sticking penalty. It's the Leafs' 3rd penalty of the game, and it's Komarov. When one of your top penalty killers takes a penalty, you're gonna have a bad time. Ducks are banging and crashing down low. Leafs are totally overwhelmed. Puck comes to Andre Kasha. He puts it up and over Freddie Andersen, and the Ducks take their first lead of the game 3-2. Something had to give because not only was that the Leafs' 3rd penalty of the game, it was the Ducks' 9th power play shot that they scored that goal with. Freddie had stopped 8 of 9. In fact, that might have been the deciding factor of this game because Freddie had to face 9 power play shots. McElhinney faced 0. Speaking of which, McElhinney came into the game. Why did he come into the game? Because of Corey Perry, the human poop emoji without the smile. His favorite character from the Avengers is a dumpster. In his free time, he goes to the beach and buries Lego blocks in the stands so people step on him. That rotten, no good trash raccoon probably did that by accident. He does a lot of things accidentally on purpose, and something about his face just makes me go, God, I don't like you. But watch the replay as many times as you can stomach because I like Freddie. There's no way Perry meant to do that. Hainsey's sort of going in for a check. Perry's leg comes up because of the check and it clips Freddie in the face. Now, maybe this is just my subconscious going, no, please God, no. But all Leaf fans were like, oh my God, concussion. That's what we're programmed to do. And it's not even just Freddie. We've had several goalies where we're like, oh, he got his bell rung. But watch Freddie's immediate reaction as soon as his mask comes off. Watch his reaction as the trainer is talking to him. Watch his reaction as he's skating off the ice. Now, I'm shooting this video as practice is going on right now. Freddie is at that practice, so that's good news. I never thought the problem was a concussion. If you look where he got hit, if you look how he reacted, it looked like he got his jaw hurt. Now, I'm no doctor. I don't think I needed to tell you that, but I'm no doctor, and I obviously want Freddie Andersen to be okay, but all signs seem to indicate that he is. And whether he was showing concussion symptoms or not, take him out of the game. Good. McElhinney has been excellent for the Leafs this season, granted in very few appearances, and yeah, he's better in starts than he is in relief. But with such an enormous cushion on the playoffs, with McElhinney playing great, with 2 great goalies in the minors, there's absolutely no reason to keep Freddie in if there's any inkling of an if. And down 3-2, the Leafs avenge him. Ducks with a shorthanded odd man rush. Yeah, Marner gets it though. Kadri back to Marner, snake! Because Marner likes his Mountain Dew with cheddar. And that might wreak havoc on his stomach one day, but he's a child, so it doesn't matter. 3-3 game. And a little over 2 minutes later, Gardner, freaking Gardner again, puts it on. Leo Komarov gets the slightest of tips on it, but just just enough that it fools Miller. 4-3 Leafs lead heading into the third. Mac, it's up to you, buddy. 2 minutes in, Raquel, because of course, just throws it on and McElhinney isn't squeezing the post tight enough. The Ducks tie it up 4-4. Okay, rest of the team, it's up to you also. Less than a minute and a half later, Gardner springs Nylander for a breakaway. Again, snipe on Miller. He scores again. Dirty dozen for Nylander on the season. People are talking about how Marner's picking it back up, and he is, but so is Nylander. Now, McElhinney has to hold the fort, and he is, but in a little bit of a heart-wrenching style that he's used to.
It's okay, guys, I got it!
But late in the period, Babcock decides to put Kapanen with Hyman and Matthews. Mike, I am listening. Kapanen bursts into the Duck zone with that uh-oh speed. And he really does have that uh-oh speed. We've talked about Brock Besser having that uh-oh shot, and Matthews has it too. Kapanen has that speed where when you see him barreling down on you, you're like, uh-oh. Throws it over to Matthews, off his skating in, his second of the game, 25th of the season, gives at least a 2-goal cushion. Remind me to get back to that goal. Less than a minute left, Ducks net empty, Matthews to Brown, Brown to Hyman. Oh, that was so nice of you, Connor. And Hyman, he's greedy with it. He doesn't care. He scores his 11th. A new career high in goals, might I add. His 11th. And by the way, he's also got 19 assists for 30 points. He only had 28 last season. He had Matthews behind him, could have got him the hat trick, but Zach just used the excuse that I told you to shoot more. And the Leafs light Ryan Miller and the Ducks up, except for the one stinker. Curtis McElhinney has an excellent game, shuts the door, and he's the goalie of record getting the win. Leafs win 7-4. A couple notes. That assist Kapanen got on Matthews' goal was actually the first assist of his NHL career. Kapanen gets an assist in his 29th career NHL regular season game, and if you include the 6 playoff games that he played last year, it's actually his first assist in 35 NHL games. Now, I saw a bunch of people use this the wrong way. Oh, Kapanen sucks. No, if you've been watching my videos recently, you probably already heard me say this, but for at least a couple years now, the Leafs' fourth line has been an offensive death sentence. Like, Matt Martin has not done much. Josh Levo got some scoring done, but a lot of that was on the power play. Brian Boyle never even got a goal as a Leaf. None of the myriad of centers that they've tried have really done much. Nikita Soshnikov was not able to do much on that line, and Kapanen has not been able to do much offensively on that line. He plays like, what, 1 career shift with Matthews, and he's got an assist. Anyone who has done any scoring on the fourth line was only there temporarily. Connor Brown, Mitch Marner, and then they got put back. But even a guy like Connor Brown, the assist he got on Hyman's empty netter was his 8th assist of the season in over 50 games. Now, I'd like Babcock to use his fourth line a little bit differently, and I think he has been recently with the Komarov-Moore-Kapanen combination, but there's too much talent on this team to go around. It's kind of been a topic of conversation in the past week. Levo can't even get in the lineup. So, yada, yada, yada. This is maybe a very long way of saying, don't hold Kapanen's lack of assists against him. You've seen him play. You know he's good. You know he's responsible defensively. You know he can kill penalties. Leave him be. Speaking of killing penalties, Dominic Moore plays about 8 minutes again in this game. He played about 8 minutes in the last one as well. Well, Steve is a penalty killer. No. Granted, the Leafs penalty kill hasn't been very good over the past couple games, but Dominic Moore has played a grand total of 7 seconds on the penalty kill over the last 4 games. All 7 of those seconds came 4 games ago, which means the last 3 games, nothing. Which is made even crazier by the fact that Komarov took a penalty in this one. To me, the solution to this Josh Levo debacle isn't trade him away for next to nothing, isn't just keep him and have him be unhappy. The guy's re-signed for next year. You might need him because you're going to lose some guys. Make Komarov your fourth line center because he is a center essentially on the penalty kill. You at least trust him to do that. Have Levo on the left side, have Kapanen on the right. And then you got Levo, Komarov, Kapanen as your fourth line. Come on. And all 3 of those guys could play special teams if you wanted them to. You could have Levo on the power play. You don't have to. You got a lot of firepower. You got Komarov who you put on both, and you got Kapanen who you could put on both, but you definitely put on the penalty kill. That is an efficient, usable, purposeful fourth line. Someone gets hurt mid-game, you put, I don't know, Marlowe there, or Nylander there, or you have a couple other guys like Hyman takes some draws too. I know Babcock is stubborn, and I know the Leafs are a hard team to make, but someone in the Leafs management needs to be like, Mike, can you try this? Like, at least a couple games, man? You definitely shouldn't be altering your entire lineup just to appease a forward who you consider to be your 13th or 14th best forward. But this plan actually makes a lot of sense. It's a win-win. Either you'll get a super motivated Josh Levo who totally kills it, or you'll get a bum who you can get rid of because he's a bum. And then imagine Komarov excels at the role and then you don't have to do anything at the deadline. Sorry, it just makes too much sense. And lastly, Jake Gardner. Yeah, he looked a little lost on one of the goals, but he is a monster. I think I saw a TSN graphic that this was his 4th career 3-assist game. What they left out was this is Gardner's 3rd 3-assist game in the last 17 days. This guy might have a 50-point season as a defenseman. Gardner is not perfect by any means, and yes, some goals will be his fault, but you know what? Generally speaking, the Leafs outscore their opponent with Jake Gardner doing work. Ducks fans, if I were you, I'd be a little panicked. You got some really good young parts to your team, but a lot of your bigger parts are getting up there in age, they're getting older, and you've had this brutal season injury-wise. Otherwise, I think you would have been a cup contender. You're only 1 point out of the playoffs right now, but you gotta leapfrog 3 teams to get in. You got a huge decision to make. You gotta yell and scream at management to either make a move so you can get in, because if you get in and get healthy, you can make some noise, or you look at spare parts that are UFAs like Vermette. You could get a lot for Vermette in this market. JT Brown, Kevin Bieksa, Francois Beauchemin. But I don't know, I just look at how close the Ducks are and how good that roster is, and it's healthier than it's been at most points this season. I think they should go for it and make a move to get better. That's what I would do if I were you. Questions? Why was Corey Perry allowed to leave town last night? Because raccoons are nomadic, going from dumpster to dumpster around this fine land? Well, the Toronto Marlies hoist the Calder Cup. I mean, damn, another reason to take Freddie Andersen out of the game. You got 2 amazing goalies down there. They have what it takes to win the Calder Cup right now, but you gotta talk to the Leafs. It's up to the Leafs on the injury front. It's up to the Leafs deciding what they want to do. Maybe they call up Andreas Johnson for the fun of it or out of the necessity of it. That's the thing about being an AHL team, man. Your reality changes on a daily basis. Any routines you have immediately before recording? Coffee! But seriously, coffee. It's actually really hard to do these videos when I haven't had one, and I don't know if you can tell, but I can always tell when I haven't had one. Also, I watch all the highlights because I think I remember the game, and then usually when I don't watch, I forget. I have the box score open just to remind me of the sequence of events, and I got my tweet with all the Twitter questions open. Did you break anything when the Andersen injury happened? Immediately, I almost did, had my hand on like the underside of the table, but when I saw his reaction, I was like, you know what, he looks fine. 7-4 wins or 3-1 wins? What do you prefer? Why not both? You know what, I really like a good goalie duel. I like 3-1 wins because I feel like they're responsible wins and Babcock is less likely to do crazy stuff after them. But 7-4 wins, God, they're fun. Does Jake Gardner know I would die for him? I don't know if he knows that, but if you just tell him your goal, I'm sure he'd be happy to provide you with an assist. Are you doing a fan meetup while you're in Philadelphia? Might do something. I never like to make plans until I like get there, you know? Actually, I have a better question. Is Philadelphia still there? Because I'm watching the Super Bowl stuff like, oh my God, they're flipping cars. That thing's on fire. What is he eating? I'm super excited to go to Philadelphia. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun. Before I go, I always forget to mention this. I have merch. I have t-shirts. I have hoodies. I have tank tops. I have mugs. I have stickers. I have all kinds of stuff, and you can find it in the link down below. So that is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video, click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends that goals are really, really fun. Also, hopefully you're friends with Mike Babcock. Mike, give us Connor Carrick back. Do it!